Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-binaries, and transgenders, this is the Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast, live from Brewery Studios in Garfield, New Jerusalem. I am Darth Messiah. I am not a wrestling genius, but I play one on the internet. Weekly.
Yeah.
Away from the show for another week, Mr. Alex, the motherfucking heel, the man that puts a girl in a crippled crossface to have her run into a crawl space. And you can find him on MySpace.
Hey.
And on the boards, Stevie Franchise, aka JK.
What is going on the ones and twos? Bring you that Ultra Wrestling Heel news. Yeah, no Alex this week, huh?
Yes.
But shout outs to him, of course.
Taking care of some personal stuff.
Of course. Yeah. And
I see YouTube's glitching again because it's duplicating last week's thumbnail.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, on the visual side, it's duplicating last week's thumbnail. Nice. But I logged in earlier, and you have the right thumbnail there, but for some reason it's whatever. Freaking technology.
Yeah. It's YouTube. Damn YouTube.
Yeah, it's...
You guys are kind of sucking right now. I don't know why.
But you know what never sucks?
Oh, what never sucks?
I would like it to suck me. Cheeks of the Week.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on an audio platform, do yourself a favor. Hop over to YouTube, watch the first 3 minutes, and enjoy the cheeks with us. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're doing yourself a great disservice. This week, we have Brandy Rhodes, the American Nightmare's wife. Mm-hmm. We have Toni Storm, who is not a loser, even though she likes to label other people losers with that green paint, which is the most ridiculous gimmick since NWO. Yeah.
It is.
And Mandy Rose, who we can find on Fan Time with a lot less clothing.
Lot less clothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could just be on every week now because all of her stuff is getting leaked because that's what people do. They sign up, they leak, they get blocked, and they make another account.
Oh, the internet.
Yeah.
Sweet old internet. Huh.
I don't have time for 15 email accounts. I have 4. But I don't have time for 15.
Yeah, that's
just a bit much.
It is a bit much.
That is just a bit much.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cheeks of the Week, our favorite time of the week. Mm-hmm. And we move over to Ultra Fantasy Booking. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I had to add this in there because this is Cheeks adjacent because Ray has been folding almost everybody on the roster. And now she folded the foldiest of all of them, Bailey and all her cakes.
Yep. That deserves Cheek of the Week, of course.
I almost felt the need to take out the Vaseline for this one, but I refrained. I kept things in order. But yeah, I think the best one was Zelina because that was like one of the first ones she did on the main roster. And I think she also did Zelina in NXT too.
She did. There was literally a picture out right now that she did it 3 times to Zelina Vega.
But yeah, she's done Alexa Bliss. She's done Sasha. She's done Dakota.
Mommy's done the whole roster.
Basically everybody. Yeah.
Mommy's done the whole roster.
Where's Eric Bischoff and his HLA when you need him?
Jesus.
Hot lesbian action.
Mm-hmm. Very hot.
Which I still don't know how that made TV, but anyway.
Hey, Rhea got away, you know? Yeah. Rhea got away. I'm sorry. Mommy got away.
Yeah.
Yes, mommy definitely got away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now we move to Ultra Fantasy Booking.
Hey.
Last week was the March pay-per-view for Warzone, Fight for the Fallen. And we kicked the night off with a 60-minute Iron Man match between Walter and Alexander Hammerstone. And with 76% of the votes, Walter defeated Hammerstone once and for all and can move on to seek out some gold around his waist.
Hey.
Match 2. It was a tag team match. It was the Acclaimed. I didn't write a rap for them, but the Acclaimed taking on LA Knights and MJF, a.k.a. the Sons of David, because they're Jewish. Yes. So we have stipulation finishes because we need to work an angle in this match. The Acclaimed win but MJF walks out on LA Knight. The Acclaimed wins after LA Knight and MJF argue, and LA Knight gets rolled up for the schoolboy, the deadliest move in all of professional wrestling.
Yep.
Or LA Knight and MJF win, but there's lots of arguing and refusing to tag each other. So, the fans decided with 37% of the votes that MJF and LA Knight won, but it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. The breakup is still potentially coming. It just was not pretty. Match 3. The Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, took on the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And with 71% of the votes, Bryan Danielson took home the victory.
What a victory.
Match 4, more Samoans. The Usos. The Usos challenged for the AEW Tag Team Championship against FTR. And FTR won 57-43%.
Oh, wow. FTR won?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And another Samoan, Solo Sikoa, took on Darby Allin for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And hashtag and new champion, Solo Sikoa, won 58-42. The only Samoan to win tonight, unfortunately. I thought it would have been at least 2 out of 3. I knew Jacob Fatu might not have the juice against Danielson, but I expected the Usos to win.
I did too, man. Whoa. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
The people have spoken. They like FTR.
They have spoken.
You people out there that watch the show or follow us on Instagram, it is up to you who wins. And our main event, it was a career versus title 2 out of 3 falls match for the TNA Women's Championship. The first time the women's division is main eventing a pay-per-view. It was Serena D putting her career on the line against women's champion Bayley. In the first fall, Bayley won 78-22%.
Okay. That's first fall.
In the second fall, Serena Deeb won 58-42%.
Ooh, this is a close match.
So we're going to the third fall. Hashtag and still TNA Women's Champion Bayley and Serena Deeb must leave Warzone. And that was Fight for the Fallen, brought to you by Warzone.
Hey, that was awesome. It was a crazy event, you know. This was a crazy pay-per-view.
Yes. I was really hoping the Usos won because I had a match planned for them coming up.
Yeah, like.
But or maybe they can somehow challenge for a rematch and use the match for the clause. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is now. It's a good finish.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good finish. I liked it.
Moving over to Dragon Force from Alex the motherfucking heel. We're gonna kick night off. Women's champion Mia Yim taking on Gail Kim in a non-title match. Match 2, Jay Lethal taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott with a 15-minute time limit. Swerve. Which his WWE music was way better than whatever he's using for AEW.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Match 3, a tag team match. Finn Balor and the ECW TV champion Kazuchika Okada taking on Cesaro and Wheeler Yuta.
Very oozy.
Match 4 is a mixed tag team match. We're going to blend together a couple of feuds. We have Mickie James and Sheamus taking on Naomi and Keith Lee.
Wow, that's... I'm trying to put that together in my head. Whoa.
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to win this one. We'll see next week.
Sheamus is very hot on the show.
Yeah, he is. He's been going on a good run.
I think the only thing he's lost is like title matches.
Yeah, he hasn't been good on keeping them. So yeah.
I think other than title, he's won everything except title matches.
He had an undefeated streak.
Yeah, he was on a long streak.
Long time. I'm talking about months.
Probably close to a year he was undefeated. Yeah.
So I think Sheamus might pull this one off.
Yeah, it just might.
With Mickie James.
And our main event, a championship contenders match. Tommaso Ciampa will be facing world champion Jon Moxley for a future world title match should he win.
Ooh, that's going to be nice.
And that will be Dragon Force. Now, side note, due to Alex taking care of some personal business, I wrote a show just in case he didn't send one in. I'm going to read it.
Sure. Let's.
I'm going to read it.
Let's reset. All right. Let's reset.
Opening match.
Ultra fantasy booking.
Now, this is my interpretation of his roster.
Okay.
Johnny Gargano taking on Wheeler Yuta in a Pure Rules match for the ECW TV title #1 contender.
I like that.
Then Paul Heyman's going to come out for a promo. This is not a pay-per-view week, but tonight, not only do we go big, we go extreme. Our world champion, Mr. Moxley, loves the taste of his own blood, so we're going to use it against him. Tonight, he's going to defend his championship in a first blood match. Next match, Death Triangle, the whole Death Triangle, taking on the Briscoes and their adopted cousin, Tommaso Ciampa. He looks like them.
Yeah, that's right.
Next match, Mrs. Money in the Bank, Sasha Banks, will team up with women's champion, Mia Yim. Can they coexist to take on Fire and Desire, a.k.a. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville? And the main event, Jon Moxley defending his world championship against Cesaro in a first blood match.
Damn, that would have been a great card too.
Yeah.
Man.
And again, as I vaguely said to you before we went on the air,
Yeah.
it's ironic that I used like half the people he used.
Yeah, it's almost similar to what he had. So, I think both of your pay-per-views were great, and we're gonna use Alex, of course, but
Yeah. But that
would have
was
been a great pay-per-view to look forward to.
Just in case, he didn't send in a show.
Darth is definitely rewriting stuff, and he probably get some good shows on Dragon Force. He'll be the co-writer. Man.
Friday Night SmackDown. Charlotte Flair came out to the ring. She cut a promo. She started with, "This business has been built on the Rhodes as a challenger and a Flair as champion." And what do we have at WrestleMania?
A Rhodes as a challenger and a Flair as a champion.
That was very fitting.
That was very good wordplay.
And you can't deny it, because how many major events was it Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair? That was for a good 6-7 years, from probably 84 to 90. It's just Dusty Rhodes and Flair, Dusty Rhodes and Flair.
And who was the champion? Flair.
Flair.
Who was the challenger?
Dusty.
Now who's the champion? Charlotte. Who's the challenger?
Cody.
Holy shit. This is a generational gap here, man. This is great.
Hit the next one.
I got you.
And there was a picture going around social media. This is baby Charlotte and baby Cody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would know 30 years almost?
30, at least 35, because Cody's a year older than me.
35 years, bro.
Yeah, so at least 30, yeah.
They would main event WrestleMania. The same way.
But most likely, Charlotte and Rhea are main eventing night 1. I feel it should be the Usos and Sami and KO. But politics, we have to give the women a match, the main event. So most likely it's going to be Rhea and Charlotte. But I can make a very strong argument that it should be
Usos versus
Kevin Owens. Bloodline business. Bloodline business needs the main event both nights.
It's the storyline, bro. It needs to be expanded. You're right. It needs to be.
Yeah,
they need to end it with the Universal Tag Team Championships on night 1.
Yeah.
And they need to end it at the WWE, obviously the WWE Universal Championship or Undisputed Championship.
I mean, hell, there's no insult in Charlotte and Rhea going on second to last.
There's no insult.
There's no insult there. Like last year, because you had Stone Cold. So Stone Cold and KO were headlining night 1, and then Bianca and was it Bianca and who? Was it Sasha? Yeah, Bianca and Sasha went on first. No. That was 2 years ago.
It was Rhea and Asuka?
No.
And Charlotte and
Whoever the hell Bianca had her match against. Oh, Bailey. They went on first.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I'm all for like them trading their spot for the Usos because they need a good finish on night one. Yeah. I'm not saying that
either one of them are going to give you a good finish.
I'm not saying Rhea and Charlotte are going to be a good finish because I think that's going to be a great match right now because of all what it's been told and history behind that. Yeah. But the storyline with the bloodline, bro, like it's just too big to end it in the middle of a show. Yeah. You know? I feel like it needs to be a main event thing for both nights. Yeah. Yeah, that's just how I feel. But politics most likely will prevail and we'll end up with Rhea and Charlotte.
Because
the end of night one.
You got to give the women something. Mm-hmm. Which, again, I'm not against the women main eventing, but is it the bigger match? Is it the bigger story? In this case, it is not. What up, Valdor and Kelvin in the chat? And Marv, the producer.
Yo, Nolly Marv. What's going on, my guy?
Kelvin said Charlotte's the human highlighter. I'm sorry, that was a dope outfit, though. Hey, it was bright as fuck, but that was a dope outfit.
That highlighter actually brought seats in the asses. So, shit, I ain't gonna blame her.
But Cody, the freedom fighter, the activist, the humanitarian, the philanthropist.
He's a lot of things, huh? When he came back.
He brought these two French Canadians together. He brought them together in American harmony and peace and love. And he brought two brothers back together.
You imagine they did this in Canada?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You imagine they did this in Canada? They just like pushed it back a little early.
Yeah.
When they were in Canada?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it would have blown the roof better than this. Even though this was already loud. I felt this.
That's the thing. If you notice, everything that's happening around this storyline gets bigger and bigger pops. You can't say that about anything else in wrestling. Where even though because you have so many extended branches to this story, each extended branch just gets bigger and bigger. And you continue to get massive pops from the crowd because everybody's invested.
I feel like...
Even though you know what's going to happen. But it's just, you love to see it unfold.
I feel like this year's WrestleMania has been the biggest, like, I would say, the most anticipating WrestleMania finish. Because everybody knows, like you said, everybody knows what's going on.
You know what's going to happen.
You want to see the finish. You want to see everything that's going on.
I trust Paul to do what's best for business rather than have a swerve for the sake of a swerve.
Oh, I love that Paul is doing this work right now. Like this is like me being in my nostalgia, like 10 years ago.
Because under Vince, you might get the Usos win by DQ or some shit like that.
Yeah, and they'll continue the bloodline.
Yeah, you'll just get the rematch at fucking Payback. And then they'll lose the titles, and now you're like, Backlash. Come on! No, we don't speak about that. We don't speak about that.
We don't speak about Lashback.
Remember, there's a list of things we don't speak about. That's number one. No, that's number 2 on the list. Number 1 is Remember the Rumble, where I don't know who threw the hat at the TV, but somebody threw a hat. A hat was thrown. I believe a taco was thrown. We don't speak about that. We don't. Those two are at the top of the list of things we don't speak about.
Yeah. I gotta be aware of that. Yeah, but this was a good pop yesterday.
Yeah, but eventually, end of the night, Sami had a match again. I believe it was solo, and eventually Sami got jumped by the rest of the Usos. KO came out to save him. Big hug, crowd pop, and that leads us to Monday night, where Cody approaches Roman. Roman says to him, "You didn't want to do the Stardust thing. You ran away. Mm-hmm. But you started your own company. But you didn't get over. And then you ran away." I was like, damn.
Some AEW disses right here.
I was like, damn.
And Impact, because he ran away from that, too.
Yeah.
Damn. Bringing this old Stardust back.
He was bringing a fire to Cody.
As Roman should. It's a really anticipated match, so You got to bring everything to the table.
And then Cody made Roman...
Even if you're the head of the table.
Then Cody made Roman question himself because he says, the person most likely to hurt you is the person closest to you. Jey Uso. Mm-hmm. And he said, without Jey, there's no Jimmy.
There's no Jimmy.
And without no Jey and Jimmy,
there's no Solo.
There's no Solo. And without no Samoans, the wise man just becomes the advocate.
I love that one. He was like, he's going to run back to Brock Lesnar soon, quick.
Yeah, he
And then after that, you're by yourself.
Alex said, under Vince, you're getting someone fired and the bloodline would never lose to Cody. Wouldn't that be the WWE way?
Dude, if Cody really does this and all the titles are gone, everything's gone, the bloodline is gone, what is of Roman Reigns?
Yeah. Then he's just the big dog again, having dog food dumped on him by Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Can you imagine he just becomes a face afterwards? He's going to leave for a bit. He's going to return. And then, he could be returned for a face.
And then Cody, he sunned Solo so hard.
No. That's the best one.
He told him, you ain't ready. And then when he tried to Samoan spike him, he blocked it.
He blocked it.
And he said, I told you weren't ready.
No, he got him, bro. He wasn't ready. The Samoan spike was blocked.
Yeah. First person to counter it.
Man.
Well, not the first person to kick out because it wasn't a match, but he's the first person to counter it. He blocked it. And then, later in the night, Roman sat down on his casting couch. He said, are you family? And Jey said, I'm Bloodline Oos. And he left.
Oh, man. He's questioning him.
Very oosy.
This is a very oosy story right now. This is
Now...
This is really
Valdor said, is it sad I want Baron Corbin back? I do too. I want Constable Corbin back. That was his best run.
You mean the one where he was broke?
No. That was before he was broke. Constable Corbin, where he was like the assistant GM.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that era.
Constable, that was his best run. He had a legitimate heat. People fucking hated his guts. Mm-hmm. He was doing... For him, that was his best ring work. Because he's not the greatest wrestler, but for him, that was his best ring work. Unfortunately, that run got ended where it was him and fucking Lacey Evans in a mixed tag against Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. And then that's when he
got buried, pretty much.
That's when all of a sudden he won all that money and then lost it, and that's when he went broke.
Well, he did got the best He did get the best heel, not heel, but he got the best gimmick after that, the broke gimmick.
Yeah, which was awesome because
it was enjoyable.
Because he had to live with that hair.
He did. You imagine just coming in, you're trying to ask for money and shit. You're literally asking for with a t-shirt that has mustard on it. And stuff.
Yep.
Dude, that is the funniest shit ever. Him being broke is the struggle for all of us.
Yeah, that was
we believed in this guy afterwards.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the best.
I need that. I need that Baron Corbin back.
Yeah, but yeah. So, and then this was found on the internet. All four of the Uso brothers.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember what the littlest brother's name is. I do not remember.
Little Uzi. Little Uzi.
But he does have the red hair dye to support the bloodline.
Man, four Usos.
Yep.
One building.
The Jimmy and Jey were on the bump a couple weeks ago, and they were asked to explain the relation to everybody, and they couldn't explain how people were related.
Oh wow. Dude,
because they just kept saying, "Oh, uncle." Like everybody can't be your uncle. I was like, that's just what we call them. Like they said when they were little kids, they used to tease Roman and call him their uncle because technically he is their uncle. They're not his cousin. They're cousins. They're technically uncle.
It makes so much sense after that, though.
But because it's weird because they're the same age. Well, they're like 2 years younger than him, but he's technically their uncle.
Hey, I have cousins, but like air quote cousins.
Yeah,
they're my nephews.
Yeah,
nieces.
Yeah.
So I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Like for example, in my family, my sister and my mom's youngest brother are only a year difference. So that's her uncle, but she's only a year younger.
I mean,
because my grandmother had kids from 18 to 48.
So that means because Alpha and Sika isn't it?
Alpha and Sika are Rikishi's uncle.
Yeah, and then that's also Roman's. Well, which one is it? Alpha, right?
Alpha is Roman's dad.
Roman's dad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be Rikishi's cousin, pretty much. And then the Usos would be their nephews, or it would be Roman's nephews.
No, because Rikishi is Alpha's nephew. So his children, you pair the children off. Does that still uncle and nephew, or is that cousins? I don't even know what to call that.
That would be cousins to Rikishi. Oh. Well, Roman and Rikishi, they would be cousins then.
Right.
So technically, yeah, Roman's nephews are the Usos.
Yeah.
And Solo.
And then Alpha and Sika they're cousins to The Rock's mother? I believe.
I think so. I think that's what I heard.
I believe they're cousins to The Rock's mother, which makes...
Oh, thanks, Calvin. That's Zila.
Zila
Fatu. That's Umaga's son.
That's Umaga's son. My bad. Yeah, it's confusing. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of Samoans and
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because then you gotta go over like a branch to find Jacob Fatu, and then you've got to find fucking.
They're like twigs related,
And then Nia Jax is in the Rock's family tree because her mom is half sister to the Rock's mom, or some I don't know.
No, I don't know. So many Samoans to count.
Yeah. And then you got to go find Tamina and Jimmy Snuka somewhere in the family tree. The only person not related is Samoa Joe, and I don't know how he's not related to everybody.
The lone Samoan.
The lone Samoan. But going into the Hall of Fame this year was announced the Great Muta, who never actually worked for WWE.
No, he never did.
Or WWF.
That's why I was kind of surprised.
I guess like, because the ownership of WCW. That's the only reason I guess he's getting in.
Makes sense if that's the only case, but yeah, it does make sense.
But even though he's a historic figure in wrestling, period, he's basically the Undertaker of Japan. Mm-hmm. That's how I've always seen Great Muta. He's the Undertaker of Japan.
Yeah, it was pretty dark. He was.
And then also Andy Kaufman is going in. Again, never worked for WWE. That was fucking Memphis territory in the late 70s?
Yeah, that's when Jerry Lawler.
Yep. Jerry Lawler
really slapped the shit
and
out
the dad of Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Jarrett, owned the Memphis territory. Mm-hmm. And they set up that great angle on, I believe it was like the Letterman show or whatever. No, that Letterman was on yet, but the similar to whatever like the Letterman show is.
It's not the worst. It's not the worst inductee that we have. Yeah, the president, former president.
Well, at the time he was cool with everybody. At the time
he was until he became president. But anyway, now we have a comedian.
But yeah, Andy Kaufman's in.
Now we got a comedian.
Drew Carey's in.
Oh yeah, we got two comedians.
Yeah,
nice. All right. I feel like this is expanding not only to wrestlers.
But I find it funny that they're just randomly announcing people like 2 weeks out because they don't have to sell tickets to Hall of Fame anymore. It's just if you got a ticket to SmackDown, hey, stay for another 3 hours.
It's like they ran out of people to induct and they're like, all right, this guy used to be something. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame. He used to do something in wrestling.
Yeah, it's just weird that neither one of these people actually worked for WWE, but they both deserve to be in a Wrestling Hall of Fame, and they are in the Observer Hall of Fame. but it doesn't get the same like gravitas as the WWE Hall of Fame.
I mean, we had Tyson and Butterbean in the Hall of Fame, so they're not wrestlers.
Is it Dennis Rodman in the Hall of Fame too?
Oh yeah, I think Dennis Rodman's in it. Snoop Dogg's in it. Freaking, there's a lot of non-wrestlers that are in the Hall of Fame. In the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh, shit. Alex and Kelvin sent me the list of the fucking
oh, damn.
Samoan family tree. It's fucking hard to read.
Man. I wish they sent it to me. They should send it to me. I'll just put it in.
Wow. Oh, I have fucking Eddie Fatu Jr. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, it's a very big family, and I'm sure that's probably just only covering the wrestlers. That's not like the other brothers and sisters that aren't in the business. Lita, I forgot if it was on Twitter or if it was an interview, but she stated she wants to remove gender identity from wrestling.
She just wants everybody to wrestle each other.
It is her dream to see gender removed from the situation. To me, the next barrier is genderless wrestling. I don't care how you identify. We're just going out there and having a show. And it's like, what women do we have on the show? Where's the representation? That's not fair. Everyone go grab your spot and go out there. Some nights that might mean 8 women's matches on the card. Some night that means 2. So she went on to say this is written poorly. It's a box to check to make sure that there's a representation of women. Of course, they're going to be represented. Good. Just continuing on not being confined by gender seems like the ultimate prize.
Well,
I have a problem with that. Women's wrestling doesn't sell. Look at the AEW roster. Women's wrestling doesn't sell. There's not a woman there's not a pairing of women on that roster that can main event a pay-per-view that you're going to say, oh, I have to watch this. WWE has it. Because, again, we were just arguing, yeah, Rhea and Charlotte have the gravitas, but just particularly right now, the Samoan storyline is bigger.
I mean, it's captivating more people.
The year Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda, that was the biggest thing on that card that year. AEW doesn't have that.
Nope.
Impact doesn't have that. Although, because Ring of Honor, because of Impact, they do stuff because it's Impact. Nobody's really shitting on Impact. They just do stuff like
they're just there.
Mickie James and I believe it was Deonna Purrazzo main evented the January pay-per-view in a Texas death match. Okay. It's Impact.
Man.
But on the scale of WWE, that's just not going to work. There's not enough top-notch women to say, okay, this is bigger than watching the men. And it's not a sexist thing. It's just a matter of the fact.
Yeah, true that.
As a statement, there are more top male talent across all companies than there are women. Period.
That's crazy.
And that's not a lack of, oh, we don't have enough women on the roster. It's just once you get past the top 3 or 4, it takes a really big nosedive in talent.
I can agree with you there.
WWE just happens to have like 7 of them because they're so big.
And they have to...
AEW, you've got 2, maybe 3. You got Britt, you got Toni Storm, and is Thunder Rosa back or not? I don't know. Because she's been taking pictures backstage. I think she's just on commentary now. I don't think she's signed as a wrestler anymore. But after that, who on that roster says, oh, they can put on a money match? Guaranteed. I'm sorry. Saray's not it. She's not. She's one of those people that didn't just pick it back up when she came back.
No. I can't see Ruby Soho. I can't see. She's
a great indie wrestler. She's not a great TV wrestler.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean,
she doesn't put on money
really
matches.
See anything? I can't see any more than Britt Baker.
Britt Baker or Tony Storm. Where else do you go from there?
Yeah, exactly.
Jamie Hayter, potentially. We're still growing on Jamie Hayter. Yeah, exactly. Potentially.
Jamie Hayter is, she's trying. She's trying. She's almost there. Yeah. That's about it. I can't even though I love Jade Cargill, I can't really see her.
Jade Cargill is so limited. Yeah. She's the Goldberg of the women's division.
She is.
As a matter of fact, have you noticed that there is a separate roster specifically for Jade? She doesn't involve in any of the main women's storylines. And there's the Jade world, and then there's everything else.
It's great. It's mostly just to make her look good, but I know. But damn, I can't. Like I said, I can't see anybody else.
Yeah,
I really can't. You're right.
Rumor for SummerSlam: John Cena and Logan Paul. I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
I felt like this was gonna happen eventually. So yeah, I'm over it too.
I'm all over it.
I'm all over it.
Other rumors. Roman and Jey Uso or Roman and Solo against the Usos.
I think this is, and if you allow me to put my 2 cents in this, anything, and I was talking to my girlfriend about this because we were talking about Jake Paul being in this, or Logan Paul, and being in WWE. Yeah, you could hate the guy. You could really hate the guy, but every time you put him on, he still steals the show. Right. He does.
But he has the ability to get heat, which is what you need.
And Monday night was no different. Monday night, you literally hate the guy because he came out and just talked some white boy shit. Mm-hmm. So it was the best matchup for Seth Rollins right now. Yeah. Like, just to do that, which was incredible, by the way, pulling off all that on Leopard. Yeah. All Leopard.
But yeah. And why did Becky randomly go back to Big Time Bex? She had on that big coat and those crazy sunglasses, because she was supposed to be going back to the man gimmick, and then all of a sudden last night she's dressed as Big Time Bex again. Anyway, I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it was just strange, just strange. That's all.
But I think with John Cena, getting back to Logan Paul, with John Cena, I think this is definitely going to be a ticket seller.
Because of both of who they are, they don't even have to do any promos. They can just randomly post it on social media and here's the match.
I think they need.
Obviously you're going to have promos, but you don't have to.
For something like this, and I feel like this is what they're going to go with, they might do a Twitter war.
Again, if you remember, that's how Rock and Cena started. It was a Twitter war.
So I think that's going to be the best suit for this possible SummerSlam match.
Yeah. I believe this week on television, WWE superstars are featured on Wheel of Fortune.
Hey.
You've got Xavier Woods, Drew McIntyre, Carmella, Sonya Deville, Austin Theory, Bianca Belair, Big E, Bayley, Liv Morgan, The Miz, Natalya, and Kofi Kingston.
Can I tell you that the team of Austin Theory is kind of weird? It's just Theory with Bianca Belair and Sonya Deville. Well, you never thought you would have those three together. Like,
they're competing against each other.
Oh, they are. Okay,
yeah, because you have 3 contestants on Wheel of Fortune. And actually, I believe they're teaming up with actual regular people. There's like a tandem episodes. So you've got a celebrity and an actual contestant.
Okay, but good to see Big E though. Good to see Big E doing stuff.
He's doing all the non-wrestling stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they send him to like UFC fights. They send him to NASCAR. He recently did an NBA appearance for WWE. He's doing all the media stuff for them. So
while we're talking about Big E, after Mania return, what's up?
He's still not cleared.
He's still not cleared?
Not cleared. Not even cleared for like practice. He still can't take bumps.
We've been waiting for Big E for quite some time now. I know it was a devastating injury, but dude,
it's quite possible he doesn't wrestle again.
Yeah, it is possible.
It's quite possible a Daniel Bryan Page situation where the company's just not going to clear him, even though he can probably get clearance and go work elsewhere. But yeah, WWE's just not going to clear him again.
Man, that's gonna be something. But yeah, good to see Big E.
the hottest party of March 2023, MJF's Rebot Mitzvah. if you look into Jewish lore, you actually can't re-bat mitzvah until you're 87 years old. But MJF did it anyway. I'm sorry, 83 years old. Or is it 73? I forgot. Somebody told me. Anyway, I'm not Jewish. I don't remember. If you remember, like, the stuff he was posting on Twitter and, like, social media, he had bitches at his party when he was 13. I was like, how does that work? That's how you made him a spoiled kid. He's got bitches at his party at 13.
Hey, can't knock that, though.
Well, anyway, yeah, he came out with the obnoxious suit, and he came out with bitches. Kelvin said Big E's going to be the next Titus O'Neil.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
No, not in the sake of, like, the fall, but because he's doing all the media stuff.
I don't know why I immediately thought of the fall, too.
So during the celebration, the rest of the 4 pillars crashed the party. And this was the most personality I've ever seen from Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy, right?
It's like, God damn, who knew he could talk? Well, he's still not a great pro, but who knew he could actually speak in general?
I mean, he said some shit. He said some stuff like before.
Like
Christian Cage, which was kind of like...
Which looked like a hostage statement.
Yeah, it did.
It looked like you were holding... They had a gun over here on the side that said, you're going to speak or we're going to kill you. And he was just... Christian, you screwed me over. I wanted to be your friend. Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
When he calls him a pussy, that was the part. I was like, all right.
And Darby Allin had the line tonight because when MJF took off his glasses, Darby's like, Max, you look like shit. And the crowd popped hard.
Man. Burn.
Like, I'm excited for this, but at the same time, I'm not. Because, like, I'd like to see a series of matches against each one.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a fatal 4-way.
I think this is going to go all over the place.
Yeah, it's going to end up a fatal 4. It's going to be a fatal 4-way at Double or Nothing, but I'd prefer to see a series of matches. Or if somehow we turn this into 3 stages of hell for Max, he's got to face each one in the same night.
You know what?
That would be dope as fuck. But Tony Khan doesn't think like that. He's a mark.
Yeah.
What a mark.
He is a mark.
But this is the future of AEW, these 4. Minus Jungle Boy, because the boy doesn't have a fucking bit of personality.
Just change his name just to his original name.
That's what JR calls. He just calls him Jack Perry.
Yeah, exactly. Just be proud of being Luke Perry's son. Damn.
Yeah. Taya Valkyrie is all elite.
Yeah, she is.
Again, talking about women in AEW who can actually deliver a big match. Taya Valkyrie might be one of them, although she's still signed to Impact. I don't know. I'm assuming she's still signed to Impact, or maybe she's filmed everything she needs to film to finish out her contract. Maybe it ends at the end of the month. I don't know.
So I think that was the case.
Because they tape once a month, so I'm getting potentially she's taped everything she needs to tape, and that's why she's jumping over. But yeah, I feel confident in Taya Valkyrie being able to get a good match out of Jade Cargill.
Well, they're still gonna go. I think they're still gonna put Jade over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I literally think the thing is, Jade needs to go out. Where's she at right now? Like
it's like 54-0.
54-0?
Yeah.
I think if she goes to whatever 60 or 70, then.
But here's the thing.
Somebody.
If Taya Valkyrie, who A, obviously better wrestler, B, bigger name, C, can match her physically. If this isn't the one to beat her, who's the one to beat her? That's the problem right now, because you've made this streak with somebody who's limited in the ring. You've got to have somebody in some sort of way to have a reason to actually beat her, to actually take the streak. If it's not, who else is out there to beat her?
Who knows? Maybe it will be Taya. But who who else on that concern? I mean, if she could take herself on the roster of the actual women's roster, maybe it would be Britt Baker. I don't know. Maybe it would be Toni Storm, even though she tried.
Yeah. She's had a shot already. Yep.
Yeah, maybe Toni Storm could have a rematch of a redemption rematch and finally win. I don't know, but let's see how Tyra. Let's see how Tyra does.
Alex said Goldberg will be the one to beat him. His WWE contract is up. That would be funny.
That would be
Jade Cargill taking a jackhammer.
Shit.
And he'd find a way to drop her too. Because he drops everybody now. He's fucking old.
By the way, did you see, on another note, like wrestling-wise, but another thing, did you see the Tekken 8 like King promo?
Is that the bear?
That's the cheetah.
The cheetah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently, there's a lot of moves.
He's got a lot of wrestling moves, right?
WWE wrestling related.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
So you have the RKO. You have the.
He's had a vertical suplex forever, right?
Vertical suplex. Yeah. He's got Shining Wizard. He's got all these nifty WWE things. He has the pedigree finally. He has the pedigree. I'm like, yo, Diamond Cutter pedigree. Oh my god, I'm playing this character. For real.
Oh, we'll talk about
Armor
2K.
King
We'll talk about 2K next week. I forgot to put it on today's show. AEW has announced this year's Forbidden Door. Tickets go on sale this Friday, and the show is June 25th in Toronto.
It's still with
New Japan
Pro Wrestling.
Yep. So that means for the entire month of June, the booking will make absolutely no sense. Not that it already does make any sense, but it'll be even worse because you've got to fit in all these Japanese wrestlers to build up feuds that they're going to end immediately.
I still wished it was WWE. It was with WWE because that would be amazing.
And I honestly feel the best way to actually advertise this is to not even have them just randomly show up on TV. The appeal is this is a dream match. Just have the match. You don't need a build up.
No, you don't need like a storyline or anything like that. Just have them both like respect each other and just fight.
Yeah, like you have Juice Robinson on TV full time in AEW now. Jay White, people keep talking about WWE. He's not going to WWE. He's not going to, even under Triple H, he's not going to be treated like a big enough star for the crowd that likes Jay White. The people that don't know Jay White are just going to be like, oh, he's Finn Balor with long hair. That's all they're going to see. It's Finn Balor with long hair.
Even though he had that one little spot in WWE.
Yeah.
You know, which was amazing. I was like, wow, that was great. But I don't see him in WWE anytime soon.
And this pay-per-view will kick off the House Rules tour, which they're having a House Rules tour right now, but they're going to have a Canadian edition of the House Rules tour following that pay-per-view. The House Rules tour is basically AEW doing house shows because they don't do them on a regular basis.
They don't.
Because Tony Khan wanted to give the wrestlers time off. But that kind of hurts business.
It does.
It hurts business. And it doesn't give the young people more time to wrestle. Although you have Dark and Elevation.
But who's really watching Dark? Honestly. Who's really watching AEW Dark?
This is true. Well, who's watching? I think, here's the sad thing. I think Dark and Elevation now get more views than Rampage. Rampage is in the toilet.
Yeah, because
it is in the toilet.
It is not good. For an hour or two, it's just like...
An hour at 10 o'clock on a Friday night.
Maybe it would have been a lot better with 2 hours.
So you're going 10 o'clock to midnight. You're asking to lose even more viewers. Because either people, the younger people start going out at that time, and the older people are going to bed. So there's nobody to watch.
So why don't they collide it with Friday Night SmackDown's time?
They didn't want to go head-to-head with SmackDown.
Why not?
Because they're going to get their ass kicked.
Dude.
Remember what Triple H said? You beat the developmental program. Congratulations. You didn't beat the A show or the B show. You beat developmental. Congratulations.
You beat NXT.
The developmental show. That's what you beat. The developmental show.
Beat FCW. Whatever.
And if you hit the next slide, this was the most recent House Rules show. It's like 25% full. They sold floor seats and little spots in the bleachers.
Oh my God.
This arena holds about 2,500 people. There's not 2,500 people there.
Oh my God.
There's maybe 1,000.
The stage got the little scoreboard in the fucking.
Well, that's what WWE does for house shows too. It's just like a little screen and that's it. And then WWE even uses the bicycle racks for guardrails at house shows.
Well.
So yeah, you couldn't sell out 2,500 seats for a house show.
I don't think you can.
And people want to talk about WWE not selling out house shows. Hell, wake up and smell a coffee, AEW Smarks. Wake up. Wake up.
What a mark.
Shit.
So Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are having another match in MLW.
In the form of
Hammerstone and Jacob Fatu. When I saw them running this back, I'm like, shit, this is just Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns of MLW. Because this is like the 4th or 5th match they're having. Matter of fact, Hammerstone and Jacob Fatu are the ones that unified the world title and the openweight title.
Man.
If that's not Brock Lesnar and Roman, I don't know what is.
Something other than them? I don't know. This is definitely similar to what that's going on.
It's low budget Brock and Roman. That's all it is.
Very low budget. But it'd probably be a better show. Honestly. Because they're actually going to fight each other.
Yeah.
Here's the moves that they actually want to do.
Yeah. And Hammerstone is like the perfect blend of if Brock Lesnar and Hulk Hogan had a baby.
True. I'm going to F5 you, brother. I'm going to slap you in the chest, brother. Pick you up.
Eat your vitamins and go to Suplex City.
Go to Suplex City, brother.
All right. We're going to end the show on an open-ended question I saw on the internet a couple weeks ago. If you could give any wrestler a do-over on their entire career, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. You go first.
If I had to pick somebody, it would be Rusev.
Rusev?
If you think about Rusev's career, WWE and AEW, when they would give him a push, it'd be a start and stop kind of thing. He'd get hot, and then they would change the course. When he got himself over without a push, they just suddenly take him off TV because he's not supposed to be over. He lost at that WrestleMania to John Cena. He should have won that. That run as the second run as United States champion, he just suddenly lost to Dolph Ziggler in that stupid angle where Lana was cheating on him with Dolph. Rusev Day got over. He wasn't supposed to be over, but he got himself over. And they just suddenly took him off TV for no reason at all. And then they cucked him with the Bobby Lashley angle. Made him look like a complete fool. It didn't help Bobby either, but you get to AEW, you start him off as the friend of Kip Sabian, and they have a video arcade match. Seriously? And then he gets himself over as the Redeemer, and Tony Khan just takes him off TV. So if anybody deserves a better career from the start, it's Rusev.
That's a good pick.
AKA Miro.
That's a good pick. I got one. Dolph Ziggler. You mentioned him.
Okay.
So
yes.
Dolph Ziggler in needs of an entire do-over.
Yeah.
Okay. From him.
Do you leave Spirit Squad in? Is that his humble beginning?
I feel like, yes. He should have been in Spirit Squad, but it could have went another direction.
Okay.
He could have got a tag team afterwards with, Vicky Guerrero had another person, Big E.
Big E, yeah.
Yes. So yes, do the tag team with Big E. Make a massive name. Be a tag team.
So
champion.
basically, you want to reconstruct his career
really
post world title.
Yes.
Okay.
I really do, because after that world title, when he he cashed in with the Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
I felt like his shit fell off. Like everything fell off for Dolph Ziggler. Everything. Like lost the title in like what, a month? 2 months? 3 months?
It was like 3 or 4. It was like 3 or 4. There.
Lost it. He should have got another rematch. We get it back.
Because he cashed in. What was that? The night after WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
He lost it before SummerSlam. It was like 3 or 4 months.
It was after WrestleMania 29. Or 20. Wait, when was it in Jersey? In 29, right?
29.
Yeah, I remember going. Yeah. After that, I felt like, damn, he should have been pushed. I already know too.
No, read Calvin's comment.
I already know who Alex will pick too. I'm gonna say it's CB.
Chris Benoit?
Yeah. I feel like Alex will pick CB. Oh God. Don't forget Dolph Ziggler was, oh my God. I remember that. What? That's what I'm telling you.
Fucking Chavo.
That's what I tell you. He needs the best gimmick in the world. Stop the Shawn Michaels shit. Like Shawn Michaels trying to be.
No, see, I've always been okay with that part.
Yeah, but it was overdone. Either that or put him under Paul. Put him under Paul to be the Shawn Michaels gimmick. I don't mind the Shawn Michaels gimmick if he does it well. But
Which I think he did. He did.
But Vince didn't give him that good shot. He always fed him in the wolves as a jobber.
You remember that year where it was Team Cena versus The Authority? Mm-hmm. Dolph Ziggler was the sole survivor, and he was so fucking over.
He was.
And then nothing happened.
Nothing happened. I felt like even in that day, he should have been pushed. There was countless opportunities how he was over, and they didn't do nothing with him. Countless opportunities. Whoever.
And yeah, Alex X confirmed he would have picked Chris Benoit.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was obvious, right? Man, but yo, that Dolph Ziggler needs a do-over. As much as Miro, Dolph Ziggler needs a do-over.
I feel you on Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For real.
Sam Ramirez says Mark Henry.
Here's the thing. Did Mark really do a lot in his time?
Let's see. You had The Nation. You had Sexual Chocolate, which, as bad of a gimmick and silliness as you want to look at it, he was over.
He pulled it off.
He was over. And then he did flounder for a while after that until you got to Hall of Pain.
Hall of Pain was probably his best work.
Yeah, it was. Because, again, that fucking pink suit where he was, I'm retiring. He had everybody.
What? That shit
If you're telling me if you didn't believe him, I don't believe you. He had everybody that night.
He did. Everybody was crying. Everybody was, like, really into it. Like,
and then the Hall of Pain began.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. And the perfect person he did it to,
John Cena.
Perfect person to do it to.
I can see the argument for Mark Henry, but I wouldn't put him very high on the list.
To do a do-over?
Yeah, I can see the argument, but I would not put him very high on the list.
Nah, because I felt like Mark Henry accomplished a lot in his day. He's the world's strongest man, bro.
If I had to pick a tag team.
To do-over?
If I had to pick a tag team, Viking Raiders.
Yes.
They were fucking huge in Ring of Honor. They came into NXT, smashed NXT, came into the main roster, nothing. Yeah, they won the title twice, but do you remember it?
I don't.
Do you remember it?
I don't even have a clue. But here's the thing: if we're gonna do Viking Raiders, then we might as well do every NXT superstar that went to the main roster under Vince afterwards, because they went to Paul to Vince. Not everyone, but most of the ones that fell. Baron Corbin needs a do-over.
Okay.
Freaking what's his name? Cesaro needs a do-over.
Yeah.
Freaking, I don't think Jon Moxley needs a do-over. I think he's good.
Yeah.
Freaking
FTR. Although I'm happy where they are now, so I don't really want to.
Enzo and Cass.
They ruined themselves.
They did.
They ruined themselves.
It wouldn't hurt for them to get a do-over.
Their backstage politics and actions ruined them. It wasn't their wrestling. Because they were getting pushed. They were good on TV. Their backstage stuff ruined them.
Hit Row.
They ruined themselves. I'm sorry. Because
Street Profits?
I don't think they need a do-over.
Charlie Haas?
I can argue for that because he got shafted big time.
Snitsky.
Snitsky?
Remember him?
Yeah, Gene Snitsky?
Yeah.
I don't think he ever had it. His career could have been better.
Vladimir Kozlov.
Kozlov?
I'm giving you a good list right now. I'm like,
okay, the last couple people you mentioned, they didn't have it. They were never going to be a big star. I think they could have done better in the mid card, but I don't think they really need a do-over to say, oh, they could have been a big time star.
Marty Jannetty.
Didn't he kill somebody?
You know what?
You know what? Okay, yeah. Alex says Chad Gable. I agree.
Chad Gable, yes.
Yes, because once you broke up American Alpha after Jason Jordan's injury, he's just been a complete joke.
Yeah, he's
an amazing wrestler, and he just gets jobs time after time after time after time.
He does.
And we are out of time. Catch you next week on Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast. I have been Darth Messiah, signing off for Alex the motherfucking Heels in the chat. Hopefully he'll have some time next week with his schedule. Good night, J Kid.
Good night to all. To all a good night.
Peace.
Peace.